Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Happy hump day, everybody. How are you guys doing?
I hope y'all are well.
Yeah, so we're doing live readings this evening. We just got done filming another episode for you guys.
Shout out to Jessica Martinez.
Shout out to Jessica Martinez and also all of our level 3 people. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We hope you guys are doing well.
Oh, yeah.
Those of you guys who are new, welcome to the darkest part of the internet. We are doing live tarot and astrology readings. We film this pretty much bi-weekly, but it's been weekly. We've been filming a little bit more often. For those of you guys who want readings, it's $20 for one card. It is going to be, is it 50 for 3? I always get confused because I have no idea. We're merging everything. I think it is. I think it's 50 for 3. If you want to ask a question in regards to your astrology, it is $50 for one question. We need your time, date, and also location of birth. You can send us that information in your memo. If you guys send a payment via PayPal, just let us know if your name differs on PayPal versus on YouTube. Now we're merging both, so it's a little bit different. So bear with us, and we appreciate your guys' patience. There's a QR code right down here, so if you guys scan that, it'll take you directly to our PayPal where you can make a donation if you have a question about tarot or astrology. What's up, everybody? Hey, Rachel. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Stephanie, Sonia, Royal. What's going on? 3 cards for $40. 1 question for astrology for $50. I take that back. Man, how's everybody doing with these energies right now? How did you guys do with the last eclipse? How did you do with the last eclipse?
In Taurus season? Or this Scorpio season?
No, we just had the Scorpio eclipse.
I'm not going to lie. I tripped on 2CB and I had some mollies. And I literally tripped and I had some fun. I'm not going to lie. I was jamming out to myself and I had like the craziest argument. Like if I were my neighbors, I would just be like, I'm always having crazy Gemini rants, but this took the cake. And I feel like I'm a new person. But yeah.
Please like and share the stream. We appreciate it. Jessica Martinez says, I fasted. Royal says, slept. I feel like I'm still waiting for the shoe to drop. Because the eclipse was right on my Mars.
Yeah.
So I'm like waiting for somebody to start a fight with me, personally. You don't want to, but I'm waiting for it. Yeah, you don't want these hands. But the next eclipse is going to be in opposition to my sun, so I'm just kind of like, whatever, universe. Like, whatever. Whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen. Yeah.
The full moon or the
full moon. The lunar eclipse is going to be in opposition to my sun, square Saturn. Hopefully I'm still alive.
Shout out to M. Christo. Melody.
Thank you for your super chat. Let us know if you want an astrology reading or a tarot reading. I'm going to assume you want astrology. If that's the case, send us your time, date, location of birth. Went too deep into intimacy with my love, aka Pajama Guy. I feel like Scorpio eclipses are definitely about crying.
Jameson. I was drinking Jameson on my transit talk.
That's the only way to get through Scorpio season. People are like, oh my god, this energy is so gnarly. I'm like, welcome to my fucking life.
Pick your favorite heavy liquor and just, drink it and get through it like everyone else, okay? You'll be all right. So we can start with Jessica, who wants a personal lunar eclipse reading.
Yes. So Jessica, thank you for being a level 3 member. We appreciate it. You got your info up. Yeah. Sounds like you want to know how this lunar eclipse is going to be affecting your chart.
Well, we do know that you got your MC in Pisces with the Cancer rising. And so with your MC in Pisces is the high priestess of ascension and is the gangster you all. This puts you in a position to, with Jupiter that's retrograding back, complete the consolidation of this expansion of your career, because 2023 is going to bring forward the actions you take to step you to the next level. You're here. This is very exciting with the eclipse in your 11th. This is bringing you into all the wealth and the communities that influence the wealth you manifest based off of actual independent actions you've taken from May till now. With Jupiter in Aries and then coming back through. So the lunar eclipse is really going to unlock all of that, or the eclipse really is going to unlock all of that as far as how you unlock your talents to be a part of a team. which in your community, and with everything that you're unconventionally manifesting as a Sagittarius sun, this is going to innovate how you create your lifestyle, and how the lifestyle you manifest innovates the community that's around you, all individually.
I just want to know, okay, that solar eclipse in Scorpio, did your girl get laid?
Yo!
Did you get laid out real good? Did ya? Because it was really close to your Pluto. I gotta know. I'm curious. You know, it was close to Pluto in the South Node. You've got this next eclipse coming in hot at 16 degrees. It's gonna be opposing your fucking Juno and your Vertex.
Yeah.
She said she wants some cards too. Well, you got it, baby boo.
Let's do it. We know that, Mars and Libra, especially trining your Gemini in the 12th, is going to change the way you connect closer with people.
A lot of offers.
And okay, there's and also I had a lot of offers. I love it. And also what you communicate to people. You'll find that you're breaking through in how much more intimately you can communicate with people now that Saturn is clearing out your 8th house. So before Saturn in the 8th, there were blockages in what knowledge you can share with people, and now this is breaking through even in the most platonic sense or casual sense, being able to share more intimate things with people with no attachment, but pushing through who you can trust. Subtle but powerful.
Also, that's going to be an eclipse square Jupiter in the 8th. But getting money, getting paid. And she finally did have sex with her girl crush a few weeks ago.
Yo.
I love that. Pluto and Scorpio. Anything, literally the first 2 decans of Scorpio I have found is a little curious. And you had an eclipse conjunct your Venus 12th house to your sun. Of course. Of course. Well, I guess in opposition in the spring. Let's give Jessica some cards and say a big thank you for your generosity. Oh, that one jumped out. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What are you wearing? You're wearing hematite?
Am I? Oh.
Trying to keep the demons away?
Yeah.
So she got the Devil, the 10 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. Well, what can I say about this? I feel like this is about finally combating challenges and having opportunities for breakthrough in regards to your career.
Could you ask Melody, could you send your time and date of birth to?
For this one?
Get your birthday. Yeah,
She
sent her birthday, but just the date.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Sweet.
I prefer men. I also like them to let me have girl crushes. Well, I feel like the Devil is more talking about Saturn.
We do too.
Saturn restrictions. So being that you got Saturn in your 8th house, I think it's talking about learning to break through where there's been limitations sexually or things that have been kind of taboo. Finally having breakthroughs also in getting paid and not feeling limited in terms of other people's resources. 10 of Wands, which is pushing through and being able to overcome and facing challenges. I feel like it's literally about you and a friend making money. Saturn Aquarius in your 8th house, the eclipse in your 11th house, making your goals come to reality. I also feel like this is about feeling like you're really assessing all the work that you've been doing over the last 10 months or so in regards to your professional life. And finally, you got that 2 of Wands, which is hey, if we've gotten through this, we can get through anything. Anything is possible. And really looking at the challenges in a sense of being it's more been teaching you and helping you kind of get to the next step. But yeah, resources come in. The eclipse that's going to square your Jupiter, I think, is literally about people being how can we help you? How can we support you? We want to buy in on this. How can we be able to kind of get in on what you're doing? People who want to invest in your hustle. And it may benefit you and you can charge more money. I also feel like this is going to open doors with that 2 of Wands, and it's going to have you being okay, now that we're bringing in more resources, now what can we do? You know what I'm saying? And keeping an open mind in terms of what is possible and being if we've been through whatever we've been through this last year, we can get through anything. And maybe you're going to start talking about bigger plans in regards to the business expansion, career expansion, going into the new year and reorganizing a lot of this stuff with your partner, especially in the month of December going into January. It makes sense because you're going to have a Mercury retrograde there in your 7th house, and focusing on ways to be able to kind of like expand and get like the word out in terms of what you're doing professionally, and being able to kind of like get more traction or getting more interest with people in other places. But yeah, I feel like you're finally kind of having that breakthrough moment with the Devil and the 10 of Wands, which is like, this isn't going to hold me back. And I'm not allowing whatever has been kind of hiccups in the present to affect my long-term vision for where I'm going. So it looks very positive. Do these eclipses find you bi-curious? There we go. I told Shannon we were packing. We have nowhere to go, but we're packing and starting the momentum. Well, you got to believe it before you see it. Okay, you got the info for Melody? Okay, cool.
I think next is Melissa.
Hopefully that is helpful for you, Jessica. I'm excited to see where you guys go. So you want to take this one?
Sure.
Okay.
I was going to do, I'm not sure which Melissa L.
Hold on.
Got it, but I can do Melody right now. So Melody wanted a general reading, and we know that she's Scorpio rising with the Libra sun in the 12th house on Uranus, which is an alien superstar, amongst other things. 29 degrees, there we go. Yeah, I love that. Virgo moon, so this is a legendary signature. And it's very key because, of course, this eclipse is right smack dab on your AC in your 2nd house. So it's definitely going to go a long way towards putting you in a position to realistically innovate the conscious partnerships that you break through, especially concerning how powerfully you're in a position to realistically embrace, being in the 12th house. This gives your unique awareness of partnerships, this clandestine feel, in that you see the secret nature of people's characters, and you've had your Jupiter return 2021. So this is effectively preparing you to innovate and evolve your entire lifestyle moving forward in a way that will prepare for Jupiter's ingress into your 7th, 2024, to evolve these partnerships that you've set into play over the past 10 years. I think because Pluto is going to be squaring your sun before it comes out and goes into Aquarius, and then immediately begin to transit your Jupiter, you are going to be keenly aware, just like people born in late Libra, the late October rather, or with Pluto Libra, how this will break you through inhibitive aspects of how you may have kept yourself in a spiritual closet. But now Pluto coming out your 3rd is breaking through how extremely you express the attitude and ideas of these hidden beliefs about other people you're with. And a lot of this with the eclipse is Jupiter that's going to go back into Aries, and over the 5 months from January to May, evolve your entire lifestyle, which is opposite your Libra. So evolve your partnerships that influence your life before, of course, boom, Taurus transformed it.
Holy lunar eclipse in your 7th house, square Saturn.
Exact. Like,
what is going on there with your relationships? Yeah. Wowzers.
Oh yeah. Pluto on Jupiter and Aquarius.
Wow, and how was that Sun-Venus conjunction that happened on your birthday? That's really significant in terms of the future with your career, but also your relationships. There's something big that's emerging there. What's up, Steve? We are happy to read for you. Thank you for being a level 30 subscriber. And we are going to escort sex chat out. We're gonna remove you. We're going to remove you. Okay, there you go. Bye-bye. All right, next, we've got Steve. I think Steve's in there. Can you see if he's in there? Yikes! I'm married to an Aquarius sun, Taurus rising, Scorpio moon. Well, these eclipses are going to throw them for a loop. If it's an Aquarius rising, Scorpio moon in their 10th house, and Taurus, Taurus rising, so 7th house moon, and Saturn, their sun is in the 10th. Changes with relationships, responsibility, and career. So it might be a little intense for them.
Who's Steve?
Steve Yantis.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah, is he in
That's
there?
what's up. I don't know. He's not. I've read for him before, but I don't see him here.
Steve, can you send us your birth information and we will plug you in?
Where's he at on here?
Right here. So your time, date, location, and your city.
Did he do this?
No, he's a level 3 subscriber.
Oh, he's a level 3? Oh,
Yeah.
good luck, Steve. That's what's up.
Thanks, Steve. Hope you're enjoying Vegas.
He has an awesome chart. He has a super awesome chart. Yeah. He's born like, I think earlier. You'll see. But his moon's aqua. But I think we could do, level 3.
We'll get his next, though. We've got, did we get a Heartfelt's info?
I don't think so.
Heartfelt, are you still here? We need your time, date, and birth and location. We don't have you in here for some reason.
I don't know if we saved it.
But on deck, we have Claire, Melissa, Heartfelt, Stephanie, Corey, Summer, Rachel, Brandon, and Yudananda?
Yudananda, it looks like she wants tarot.
So we've
Rachel
got you
tarot,
guys.
And Corey wants tarot. So do you have Stephanie?
Yeah, I got Stephanie right here. No, wait a second. Claire. She's in there. I put her in there. So Claire R.
There we go.
Claire says 3/16/75, 11:30 p.m. It's an astrology reading. So Claire, if you have a particular question, let us know. Otherwise, we'll just take a look at what you got going on.
She also has Scorpio rising. So is a Pisces sun. Jupiter is going to be retrograding back into your sun. This looks kind of interesting, but yeah, this is definitely...
Technically, it's going to retrograde back into the 4th. It looks like it's in the 5th, but it's in the 4th.
It's in the 4th, yeah.
So...
This is her natal chart, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So she's about to have the retrograde back on her Jupiter, too, which is...
Your second Jupiter return, you'll have 3, lucky girl.
Mm-hmm. My progressed moon is going through there too. It's just entered 0 Aries. So, I mean, this is going to help you burst forward the creativity that you express in your relationships, which will it'll put you more in control or awareness over what romance you can develop, even if with platonic friends of the heart. And all of this is preparing you to, similar to Melody, evolve your entire lifestyle from January to May. So that Jupiter going into Taurus and post-eclipse, you can begin to expand the partnerships that will push forward through these partnerships your ideas, your attitudes, which will push forward your creativity. So a lot of this is unlocking a lot more of how influential you transform partnerships with the Uranian opposition.
And Jupiter is technically in the 5th. So it's about finding creativity, finding self-expression, finding love, romance, inspiration. And you are going to have that Jupiter retrograde at 29 degrees. And Neptune is still kind of close. So I don't know. I feel like that kind of like between that and also the squares to Mars in the 8th house is like, do you just want a casual connection and you just want to have fun, or do you want to go deeper? And Pluto's squaring Uranus, so that's fun too. Everything is really talking about like huge steps forward in relationships in this next year and what you need to do to be able to break out of the past or out of like your comfort zone to be able to get there, you know?
Especially with Uranus, 1 degree, like that completion is taking the uniqueness of your entire controversial existence and manifesting that towards other people, with people who can match that, understand that. And I love that you have Saturn in Cancer, similar to Melody too, because the 2020 completion here is King Kung-sing your Saturn. And this is a period where, relative to the autonomy in your own home space, you're transforming the direction of your career before it starts to trine. So this is a unique period that is preparing you to take not only a new direction, but normally post-Saturn opposition, this prepares for retirement or being able to leave one element of your career and segue to a new one.
I'm at the point in my drink where I'm eating the salad.
The grapes and the straws.
Hopefully that's helpful for you. It looks very exciting to see what kind of happens in terms of new breakthroughs with self-expression, but
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the eclipse in the 7th house and what that's going to help kind of bring out in regards to the sextiles to your sun. Okay. Oh, there's Steve.
Put the coordination.
Did he send his birthday?
I think so.
Did he? Thank you, Steve. We've got the coordination. Can we have the date and the year? Or you can give us the city and the state. That works too. Although I'm quite impressed that you were able to send your coordinates.
Right. We got that here.
We're going to put it into the software, so it's going to do it automatically. May 17th, 49. What's the time, Steve? Thank you. So that's going to be 5:44 p.m. I love that. Those Taurus eclipses have been hitting your sun. Longview, Washington. You're about to put that in? That's impressive. If you can send coordinates, that's
Right.
it's very impressive. Nobody can do that these days.
Useful too.
All right, so let's see. Steve asked, hey guys, would you look at my chart and see how these eclipses might affect me?
We know that Steve has his sun in Taurus, so this is most definitely going to unlock more conscious awareness.
Oh my God. Everybody's a Scorpio rising right now.
5:44 p.m. Yeah. So I mean, it definitely goes along. Right, three back to back goes a long way towards.
Are Scorpio risings okay?
I hope so.
You guys doing okay? It's rough out there. You guys are doing some crazy fucking people.
Here for a Scorpio rising.
I have no empathy for my personal Scorpio risings in my life because I have a lot of people who I have in my life, family-wise, whatever, who are Scorpio risings, and I'm looking at these transits and I'm like, yeah.
How's it feel?
How's it feel? Yeah.
Libra rising. There we go. I knew he wasn't Scorpio. So this actually happened before with the other lady we did, where it kind of.
Oh, the timing. Go back into his chart right there.
Yeah.
And then push the 8, and then hit edit. And that was at 5:44 p.m. Oh, daylight savings. Okay, so yeah, sometimes if there's daylight savings that came at a later date, it does affect that.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay, so Libra rising. So still, it's going to be really early Libra rising. What's the degree?
It might be late Libra rising. That's the thing. Let me see if I can put. Oh yeah, his coordinates came up here too.
What degree is it, Steve?
I wonder how we did it before that changed it. Oh no, we used it.
Let's see, I can put it in here. What's the date?
Right, May 17, 1949. 5:44, my bad, p.m. Longview, Washington. And
What? Oh, there it is. There it is.
25 degrees Libra rising.
Huh.
Yeah.
So maybe something changed. For some reason, it's not coming up in the software. But even if it is 25-degree Libra, you still have the Pluto transits in your fourth house, and you still have the eclipses in your 7th. So it's a couple
Just more
degrees
emphasis on
off,
the
but
8,
yes.
Yeah. So it'll still give you awareness of like what partnerships you're transforming, but more so with the 8th house emphasis of basically with this eclipse unlocking pure value for you to invest in the right people.
So that puts the south node on your ascendant and the north node on your descendant, and Pluto's squaring it. So you're having lots of changes that are going on for you personally.
Mm-hmm.
in regards to your home, like where you're living. Like Pluto's coming into conjunction with your IC pretty soon. So there's going to be some like major breakthrough in terms of your living situation happening more so for you like in the new year. Some pretty big action-oriented energy also with Mars going retrograde. It's going to go retrograde, hitting your Mercury. It's going to oppose a bunch of stuff in your second house. There's lots of things changing with like joint resources. Are you dealing with anything in regards to like you and joint resources? Are you dealing with like an estate? Like, have you recently, like, I think I remember talking to you. Weren't you dealing with like a death in the family? Could have sworn that you said that at some point where you were like, you know, taking care of a parent and then there was a transition. So there can be a sense of like wrapping that stuff up through some of the transits that you're getting ready to be having. And you're coming into your Saturn opposition in the new year. So you've still got Saturn opposed Saturn and Saturn square your sun. So my goodness, Steve, this is not the easiest time for you right now, to be honest with you. I'll tell you, as soon as Saturn gets out of Aquarius, when it's no longer in a square to your sun, which will be again in January, and no longer in opposition to your Saturn, which will be in February, things calm down. Lots of room for having support from other people, like new relationships coming in, like a new home life. Like you're going to see everything is going to turn over, but it's not really going to start to stabilize until closer to about the end of March going into April of next year. By then you're having eclipses in your 7th house, and it's all about how other people can help you, you know? So I'm curious what's been kind of going on there, but yeah, that's pretty wild. You were born with Sun square Saturn, so I think that the Saturn square, it's easier for you to manage. It's just going to be like lots of home and family and domestic stuff that you're having to deal with that's kind of really limiting you right now. Sending you lots of good vibes. That's a difficult transit. Okay, so we got...
Melissa.
Okay, so we got these two. All right, so now we go to... I had a list here. We got Claire, right? Okay. And then Melissa.
Which one?
Melissa L. She's in there.
There's two. One in November, one in December.
Uh-oh, hold on. Sorry, this sometimes has a little bit of a lag. She is 82.
November.
She says, hello. I'll be traveling to South America in November. After December 1st, I have no itinerary and no immediate need to come back to the U.S. When should I come back to the U.S. to avoid things like travel restriction? Many thanks.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness, the Mars retrograde.
On the horizon at that.
Yeah, so it's in your 12th house. So that could be literally getting stuck in another country. Ah!
But also redefining the attitude of your own personality and being more bold expressing yourself than ever, especially in Sag season. So that'll be fun. You'll see as a Sag sun especially how much more powerfully and influential you innovate people's ideas, which is what I like about this archetype, because it's like Sag is the bow, and so your personality is like the drawstring, and then you truth blast the fuck out of people, which I can definitely tell with Chiron and Taurus, you're triggering the crap out of people. Congratulations. So yeah, I mean, 29 degree Saturn with Pluto is going to be broken through with this square. So you're breaking through a square for the first time ever in your life. And that's going to feel like letting go of the biggest dump you were constipated for like your whole life. And it's just going to be like, oh, finally. And, you know, any inhibition around how you deal with others and expressing your social talents will break through forever. Thankfully, you have Mars around here too. So it's a lot to look forward to, but it's also a lot of inhibition and extreme creativity you're going to master as well. Congratulations once again.
I feel like with the Mars square Neptune, you can probably hang tight where you are. And as Mars goes retrograde back into your 12th house, it's actually great to be like away in another place. So maybe when Mars comes into a trine with Saturn, it's going to be easier for you to come back. That could be closer to the end of November. So like right around the 30th. The other option is you can wait until, let's see, Mars is out of an opposition with Jupiter, which it is, out of an opposition with your sun, which it is. And I could say maybe like when Mars goes direct, you're trying to come back home. That could be in mid-January. So either the end of November or mid-January. Saturn's going to come back into a trine slightly. Actually, I would say Sun trine Mars would be the latest I would come home. So the latest I would come home would be right around the first couple days of February. So I would not extend it any later than that. Because when Mars comes into a square with Neptune, it is going to be harder, I think, for you to get back. But that's not going to be until after the first week of February. So end of November, you could do this in December, or you could do this the first week of February. Those are the times that I would focus on coming back. So you feel like you can kind of get back into the swing of things. And then Mars will square Neptune one last time. And that will be in March of 2023. At that point in time, though, you know, Saturn's switching signs. And to me, it looks like there's a sense of getting back into a new normal and focusing more on your professional life in January. So I wouldn't wait that long. So it would need to be one of these periods. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Okay, so we've got Heartfelt. Did we hear from her? Let's see if we hear from her or not.
I know we put her on here. I don't know if you just took her out since the last time.
Let's see if she bounces back. So we've got Stephanie M.
She wanted tarot, so we can do tarot for last.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you, Steph, for tarot.
I think we did Corey.
Did we?
No, he's not here.
Oh, yeah. Also, that's right. I forget. So let's do
Velvet,
that now before I forget.
For Velvet? Oh, Corey wanted the tarot?
No, that's Stephanie.
No, this says Corey.
Oh, yeah. Corey will be tarot. Hold on. So I have an email. Where is that? Let me find it. I had it up. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. From Suzanne A. So she was supposed to get this reading last week.
Right.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to read the email that she sent us from Suzanne. After transporting my sister to the hospital 3 hours away by ambulance, I had to pick her up. My rear brake pads have been replaced. My dog's intestinal infection has been treated. My root canal is scheduled, and I found out my oldest son's girlfriend is 4 months pregnant. I'm ready for my reading tomorrow, even if it would put me on the list. Oh, and my internet is back up due to upgrading and wiring. So, what is going on with Suzanne?
Well, she has a 12th house eclipse chapter, and Jupiter that's going to go through your 12th house in 2024 is going to quintessentially release everything you've been going through since 2013. And so you're getting ready for a brand new 12-year cycle. And relative to the eclipse clearing out old unconscious beliefs, Gemini risings are transforming their entire lifestyle. For example, 12th house this is a horrible example because it won't apply directly to you, but here's a way to look at it. 12th house is the house of prisons, jails, mental institutions. Popular hip-hop artist Gunna, who's a Gemini, is in prison right now, and he's having an eclipse 12th house to his Gemini sun. Well, his whole behavior and health is having to transform because he has a lean addiction, so he can't really use his drugs. Now he's literally, being in the 12th, having to transform his entire lifestyle and health. This for you, obviously, you're not in jail, right? But this is definitely going to release you from any isolated spaces that, as a Scorpio sun, is transcending old relationship dynamics so that you can break into so much more grounded, unconventional beliefs about who you're becoming. But we also have to keep in mind that you've cleared the Saturn MC Aquarius as a Gemini rising. Will Smith got his only Oscar during this transit. So just like I have been viewed by 10 million people on my YouTube channel as an Aqua Rising, you're also coming into accolades, and the Saturn going through your 10th is giving you notoriety in your field and career, because your legacy is to be known. And so you're wrapping up a lot of the work that has got you to this point. I love that Jupiter is on your sun, and you have Mercury 29 degrees opposite my Taurus 29-degree Mercury. So Jupiter retrograding back is going to help you really comprehend and really process a lot of where direction your career is headed into. But I really just want to leave you with this whole theme of release, because, you know, this is going to prepare you for the Jupiter and Gemini ingress, where you're going to kick off a brand new chapter. So you want to be okay with things ending and certain things seeming like they're falling apart, but they're going to bring new beginnings.
What's up, Echoist? Thanks, Stephanie. We got you. Thank you, Steve. Sending you good vibes. Looks like we've got... Okay, so Stephanie wants... There you go. Let me pull this up. So she wants astrology.
Okay.
Stephanie, if you have a specific question, let us know. It's Stephanie M. And then Corey,
Mendoza,
Summer,
or
and
just
Rachel.
M?
Just M.
Okay, she's not on here.
Hold on. No, she probably is. 83? Really? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Stephanie with an F, Stefanie. And she's 52783. $7:46 a.m. Anaheim, California. So what's she got going on? So we are going to call last call because we got a number of people. So we can give it another 5 minutes and then we're going to close it out.
Oh, my bad. She probably was here. I was looking at the wrong one.
It's okay.
Let's see. Gotta put the one.
We got you, Alex. Don't worry.
All right, mate.
Stephanie says, when am I going to be making some money?
Right. Money, 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 money. Said like a true Gemini. I love it. So we see your divine angel in the 12th house, transcendent. You had the eclipse return, obviously, 2020, and this eclipse is in your 11th. What was your question again?
When is she going to make some money?
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, this eclipse is going to unlock wealth relative to wealthy friends and the rewards from your career. So basically, because your 10th house is Aries and your career has gone through 5 months worth of career explosion, the 5 months of January to May of 2023, hold me to this, when Jupiter goes back into your 10th house, are going to be the actions individually you take to take your career to the next level. Boom, that will manifest into rewards of your career as soon as May of 2023. So you're going to make money now. But by the time you get into May of 2023, you're going to reach the climax of, from this 6 months from now until then, how much money you're making. And this eclipse in Scorpio is unlocking you, striking of oil to prepare you to make all this money. So congrats, you've done all the work through 2020. And this is now allocating investments and funds as a Cancer rising so that Saturn that's clearing your 8th can construct the investment channels for much more wealthy influences to invest in your creative value.
Also, Mars going opposite, retrograde in opposition to your moon does bring some frustration with like making money and like timing and scheduling stuff. So you'll notice, especially like in the Sagittarius period of time, the end of November through December, there's a lot of like, where am I working? How can it be best of service? Like, where can I find the opportunity to kind of bring in more resources? Strategizing things. You might be open to kind of doing things outside of your comfort zone, but when you have a really strong transit to your natal moon, I think like Venus and Mercury coming in conjunction can be really positive for you the second half of November, for finding ways to be more creative and bringing in more resources in general.
Sweet.
Hopefully that's helpful for you, Steph. We got
Summer.
Corey. Oh wait, where are you going? Summer?
Yeah.
From where?
For astrology.
No, it should be in there.
Oh.
Did you see it? No?
No.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. So, we're gonna come back to Corey?
Yeah, Corey and Rachel got tarot.
Okay, so summer. That is 6/21/85.
450.
Napa, California. How are these eclipses going to affect my love life?
Nice.
Are you a fixed sign rising?
Let's find out. Yeah, Scorpio rising. Wow, that was good.
I'll take this one.
4 9. All right, there you go.
Scorpio risings. I'm going to read all of you guys to filth. You guys are so naughty.
Y'all all showing up.
How is this eclipse going to affect my love life? Well, I don't know. It's right on your north node.
Yeah.
You know, ruled by the moon, right in conjunction to your north node and your Venus, which is about other people kind of showing up. Summer. Let's scroll ahead to this eclipse. So it'll be on the 8th. So the north node is connected to the moon. It's about our destiny and emotional connections and all that fun stuff. So you're going to have an eclipse that's going to be right on top of your north node and in conjunction to Venus, which is the ruler of the 7th house, bringing in more stable, more reliable, more pleasurable people. But Uranus is kind of like a tailspin, so it's like something very unexpected that you didn't see coming. It may make you feel like you're thinking about partners from the past, or it's bringing up people from the past, or it's making you work through the past and kind of shake all of that loose so you can move forward into the future. Hi, you've also got the Sun and Mercury and Venus conjunct both the South Node and Saturn, so you have to take your armor off, be willing to open up to new experiences. It's uncomfortable because it's squaring Saturn, so you're moving into a new phase of your life. You might be physically looking at changes in your home space or meeting people in other cities. This is also all squaring your midheaven. There's no doubt. Like an eclipse that's basically conjunct your north node is very similar to your nodal return. So Summer, you want to think about what's been happening the last couple of months with some of these transits that have been taking place. What happened in April, what happened in May. You planted seeds for new relationships the spring of this year. It's all coming full circle as a result of this eclipse, but it's going to square Saturn. So to move in the future, you have to let go into the past, right? You have to like release it and turn it loose. To move forward into relationships, you might have to look at people who are different or unusual, or people who might be living in different places. So this is an eclipse that's very uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable. Mars is going retrograde, which is your chart ruler, basically through your vertex. So you're going to come into probably several encounters with different people who are going to challenge your ability to communicate, challenge your ability to feel secure. They're going to put the pressure on you to be open in terms of vulnerability and be communicating more effectively. It's all opposing because you got Mars in opposition to Uranus. So like money changes, home changes, all that stuff is happening. But it's all to get you more into your north node. I mean, I don't love anything more than like a north node in Taurus or a north node in Venus or Venus in the 7th house. Like good, solid relationships are on the horizon. Your relationships get better the older that you get because you have Venus in opposition to Saturn. So like if you're open to relationships, look for people in other cities. If you're going through some relationship challenges, realize that it's probably because you're carrying on with the past and you're not willing to let it go. And you've got this most recent eclipse that was on your Pluto in your 12th house. So it's about uncovering fears, where you're unwilling to be vulnerable and kind of let go of control. You have a lot to gain. You know, Scorpio risings, I mean, Jupiter and Neptune in your 5th house of true love, creativity, passion, and romance, and those sextiles to your 7th house. You might meet somebody very suddenly and go deeply into a relationship and commit very quickly. It can also be a total turning point in regards to just your creative sense of self-expression. I would say, eclipses on your north node are super important. So it's a full moon eclipse, so it's completing something you've been working on. It's not the same thing as a new moon. You'll continue to keep having eclipses here until next spring, but this is the one that really matters. So if you're still kind of dancing with the past, it's time to cut it loose. And yes, new relationships are coming, but only if you're creating that space, you know? The eclipse in opposition to Saturn is whether or not you're open to communicating and being more open and transparent and kind of letting your guard down a little bit, especially because you have Pluto and Saturn and the South Node all in the same sign. So there's a need to really kind of open up and let new people in. Hopefully that's helpful for you. All right, so outside of summer, let's see, who do we have? We've got now, Rachel has astrology and tarot.
Rachel.
Rachel Parks.
Beautiful. Plus a card, I see. Okay.
Yeah, she has both.
I think she's been up here before.
Yeah, she is.
84?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. 84 to 84.
Let's see if I can pull this up here.
Vega rising.
So Rachel says, what do you see in my love life? These eclipses are intense. My boyfriend feels so detached and distant. He says everything is fine. We've just been busy. Still wondering if this is almost a 3-year relationship. We'll get deeper. Do you see anything that might tell?
Yeah, actually I do. So this is beautiful. And I guess you can get the tarot, but Saturn is going through your 7th. You have Juno in your 7th. So basically Saturn going through your 7th, transiting Juno's in your 7th. So marriage is on the cards.
Oh, wait a second. This was from last week.
What?
Yeah, I just realized this was from last week.
Oh.
She's like, wait, this is old. Yeah, this is. So she just asked a question in regards to tarot. Never mind.
Cool.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to come back. Sorry. I saw your name twice. Okay, so wait a second. So what is this one? Oh, here we go. Okay, so that was the tarot. My kids are going to a different school. Why is that coming up twice?
Oh, she got 2 cards.
Oh, she got 2 cards. Okay, because I was like, wait a second. Okay, so hold that thought. We're going to do tarot second, so we'll come back to you. So, there we go.
Yeah, so, with the 7th house transit for you, though, Saturn through your 7th, you may get married, divorce, business partnership, so good looks in advance.
Okay, so we got Brandon W.
I actually got his up. I pulled it up earlier. Shout out to you, Brandon.
What's up, Brandon? Brandon says, I am looking to start my own business sometime next year. Based on my natal planets, what type of business would be ideal? I was thinking about doing something along the lines of e-commerce, social media related marketing. What do you think?
Well, we know that your 10th house is Aquarius, so as soon as Saturn leaves your 10th, this will clear the room to basically, on the structure you've built, create that. And of course, 10th house Aquarius is perfect for social media. I'm a classic example of this, or I'm an example of this. We're both Taurus risings. The eclipse on your rising is going to unlock the strength of character needed to be the self-made boss. You are a self-made boss, Taurus rising, Taurus. So with that being said, you know, this is helping you understand a lot more of, as a Gemini, both of us as 2nd house Gemini sons, we manifest with the word. So this is where anything digital, engineering, communication is going to be right up your alley. And because you have Neptune coming out with Pluto coming out of your MC, this is also awakening your mastered intuition here. So as Jupiter will kind of move forward and sextile this energy, you're getting ready to...
He says the chart's off. He's an Aries rising.
He's an Aries rising. So, okay, this happened again. All right, so...
Weird.
Right.
So this is... hold on, we don't have the info.
Let me see, because I deleted the old one. He actually commented it in one of the comments here.
Okay, hold on, let's see. Here we go. 3:55 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
June 3rd, 97, Columbus, Georgia. And did you change the time zone?
Yeah. But you know what? Yeah.
Weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, so...
Could be a time zone thing. But definitely, so we'll pull up your chart, but as an Aries rising, that's really more going to shift...
Well, you can change, go to chart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What degree is your rising sign? Why are we having issues with this?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Weird.
Well, we know as an Aries rising, this puts your sun in the third house, but because it looks like, well, I don't know if your MC is
What
in
is it?
Capricorn now.
June
June 3,
3rd?
97.
What was the time?
Oh, time was 3:55 a.m.
In Columbus?
Columbus, Georgia.
Here we go. 23.
23. Okay, so we know that your MC is actually in what, Capricorn? And so a lot of the emphasis on Aquarius being in the 10th house will just shift to the 11th. So a lot of what I said is still going to be similar. It's just the focus of the community that you build around a lot of this career push will help you structure who is in your circle and what associates push you forward into success. So this is actually more beautiful because Jupiter going through your rising, by the time we step into May of 2023, Jupiter will be in the Taurus. You will have officially kicked off your brand new 12-year cycle, the retrograde back into Aries, and go through Taurus. So this is beautiful for starting a new business because you're closing the old narrative. The 12th house Pisces transit cleared out the old belief around yourself, and that's going to rid all the delays. It's just Saturn going through your 12th will prepare through extra limitations and timing that you just won't see. So trusting to believe in divine timing to have everything play out the way it's meant to.
Marketing's good too because Jupiter rules your ninth and it's going to be coming into conjunction with your Saturn and your ascendant in the spring. So I would say like April, May, launching something there, and definitely do something that's like international or global. And it has to be your business because Saturn rules your ninth, your 10th, and it's located in the 12th. So you're like the mastermind behind closed doors. I think right now also the Mars retrograde going through Gemini in your second is having you think of ways that you can drum up more business. Start looking at like who you can connect with in November and December to start the process of kind of figuring out who clients can be and making it possible for you to do that.
And Saturn and Gemini can have you, Saturn going over your Jupiter can manage a virality.
Yeah, and it might be you starting a business because the 11th house is like corporate companies. So it might be you starting the process of like what will eventually be like a bigger business, but you're planting those seeds right now.
Especially in the field he mentioned. So that's awesome.
And yeah, that eclipse is going to square Jupiter. So you're kind of like, I have to show my talent, really kind of put it into what I'm creating. Hopefully that's helpful. What's up, Lynn? Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you. Okay, so we had Brandon, and now we have Alex Wiggins.
No, I gotta add her.
We're going to do tarot last, so we're not skipping you guys, don't worry. This is 11/29/02. p.m. Tallahassee, Florida. Alex says, what should I know in this 8th Virgo year and what's next?
Aquarius rising. So you having Saturn go over your rising, which is like starting a new business and getting it off the ground for 2.5 years, which is a Saturn transit. So it's rebranding, a much more stronger element of your image as a high queen or king, high nobility. And of course, Uranus is on your rising. So your existence is controversial as a South Nodal Sagittarian Hades representative, like my friend Hades right here, okay, the Scorpio version. And we know that you have your moon in Libra. So this gives you, ironically, some Jay-Z energy, the classic ascended being. But you know, did he ask anything specific?
Yeah, he was saying in regards to the 8th house annual perfection year. So whole sign, the 8th house Lord is Mercury. So you really want to pay attention to Mercury retrogrades. Obviously, 8th house Virgo is transforming your work environment, transforming your relationships with coworkers, your health, your sexual health, intimacy, stuff like that. So obviously, like, Mercury retrogrades are going to be really strong. You just came out of a really interesting period where Mercury was retrograde from Libra back into Virgo and then back into Libra. So you want to look at what's happened the last 2 months. The next Mercury retrograde is going to be the end of January, the end of December, beginning of January. And that's going to be a retrograde that's taking place in your 12th house, which is still very connected to like emotions, releasing and letting go, because it's in water-related houses, but earth signs, so physical endings. I also get the impression that when you start seeing conjunctions that are taking place later this year between the Sun and Pluto and Mercury, that's going to be like a big turning point.
And then relative to the 8th house, Jupiter retrograding back in your 2nd is literally pimping your finances. So that's going to give you capital to invest in the Virgo 8th.
And Mars in opposition to Mercury, which is your 12th house lord, is like what's changing and transforming in regards to your belief system, maybe? Technically, Sagittarius is going to be more so relating to your 11th. So that's going to be more about like your goals and having fun and what your hobbies are. But definitely the Mars in opposition to Mercury is going to trigger some stuff here too. You're just not going to see more action going on until you have, you know, conjunctions between Mercury and the Sun and Pluto. And this is like what you're clearing out in the new year in January. 8th house years are funky years, man. I mean, it's like you have to literally clear house. Like things end, things die off. You have to let stuff go because new things come in. And I noticed that your 8th house ruler is Mercury. Obviously, Placid it's in the 10th, but whole sign is in the 12th. What are you ending and changing and transforming in terms of your philosophy about life or your work or what you're doing kind of behind the scenes? It's even, you see that also in the Placidus 10th. So I wonder if you're like strategizing and planning stuff work-wise behind the scenes and you're trying to find a way to like make all of this stuff kind of come to fruition. And then you've got that eclipse that just happened in conjunction to your Venus. So there's definitely like new roads that are being paved in terms of your professional image and like how you want to go about making money, and this willingness to totally transform. May not fully happen until next year when the South Node hits your Venus, but still it's worth mentioning because it's in your Placidus 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8th house years, man, you just gotta be willing to let things
Transform.
go. Let things go and transform.
Let's do.
Hopefully that is helpful for you. Okay, so we have Kimani. I thought I put her in, maybe.
Nope.
Really? Okay, I thought I did. So that is, Kimani, can you send us your info? We need your time, date, birth, and location. We're going to skip you and go to the next person. Is that Alexandra? And 11784.
Capricorn.
And that's Kiev, Ukraine. 9:45 p.m.
No date, oh Kiev.
So we're going to pick one, love, work, or finances. Let us know which one you want us to focus on, or we can tell you which one's more significant. What's up, Kobe?
Kobe.
He says, get Mike some coffee.
Yeah.
Mike needs some tequila.
Straight up. Had 2 beers.
So she said work, finances, or love life.
Virgo rising. We know that as a Virgo rising, 25 degrees, Jupiter is retrograding back in your 7th. You are evolving all your partnerships. Saturn is going to have you get married, divorce, begin a business partnership. So this is really powerful for your relationships moving forward. And we know that Pluto is crip walking on your spirit and sun. Jupiter is going to square your 29 degree Jupiter. and you have 29 degrees Neptune. So you're actually one of the most magically intuitive people alive. 12th house to your Capricorn sun must be very freaky. You may be very misunderstood at how you just clairvoyantly see the meaning of things without even knowing that you called someone out for filth or drugged someone for filth or read someone. So this is, I am obsessed with the Capricorn archetype, and I just really love, studying this energy. So you being, the holy director, the Cancer moon Cap sun, this is full on breakthrough of you personifying a lot of this Pluto Cap transit. So, a lot of your focus moving forward on how you express these social collective themes as a leader. And, Virgo rising, you did have the North Node in Gemini switch the direction of your career. So North Node in Gemini 2020, 2021 was, hey, I used to be a cookie baster. Now I'm going to be a muffin maker. And so you've been changing the direction of that. And now Mars is going through, and now you're moving forward with being a muffin baker. Bam. And Saturn through the 6th was your muffin shop. And so you're ready for business.
I feel like with the Mars retrograde, the most important thing is making changes in your career to better facilitate the home life and the relationships you want.
Yeah, that too.
And Pluto's coming into conjunction with your sun, and that's the ruler of technically your whole sign 12th. So learning to kind of undo some of these old emotional patterns and habits that hinder you from being able to move forward, making big changes in your home front. And for Virgo risings, the Mars retrograde in the 10th is a lot. It's like changing your public image, but you have to change your relationships, change your career, change your home. So it's not like one answer is more significant than the other, but all of the changes come from the shifts that you're actually making personally in your career. Does that make sense? Personally?
Beautiful.
She says, I'm a dental hygienist, but I love my job, but I hate new changes at work. Well, part of that's Neptune in your 6th. So there's new regulations and health and standards and all kinds of stuff. And you're like, do I want to still do this? I think Mars retrograde in your 10th is a great time to reevaluate whether or not you want to make a change. And you're like, do I want to segue into something else? I wonder, sales, marketing. I went to school for hygiene. That's what I originally did, so I get it.
But you have the nodal return, so this is all meant to happen.
I kind of feel like maybe you can go into sales. You can work as a rep. You can go and work for implants or other dental products or other companies and other things where you guys can use your insight, but it doesn't have to be physically working in an office space. Because Gemini midheaven, obviously you work with your hands, but also you like to be making changes, right? And possibly even traveling, talking to people, marketing. Honestly, I would say because Mercury rules this degree and it's in the 4th, can you go and work for an implant as an implant rep? Can you go and work as a product rep or anything like that? Or do you want to get more involved in property, real estate, investment, getting a real estate license? You are somebody who clearly likes to stay home and you like the comfort of your security within the home base. So why not try to shift to where you can work closer to home, or you can kind of build more of the life that you want and not feel like you have to show up and go into an office. You know what I'm saying? This has to change if you want your relationships to evolve so you can have a home and a family and do the things that you want. Your career has to shift in order for you to do that. I did that. I worked as a rep for a while, and you make a lot of money doing that. So if you have the background as a hygienist, it's not a bad move. Especially if you're cute.
Haha, most definitely.
Hopefully that's helpful for you, Alexandra. We have Kimani's info now.
Okay, cool.
Then we'll switch to tarot.
Oh, so all those are tarot, Yudananda and Katya. Oh, beautiful.
So we've got June 25th, and that is 1991.
91, that's my favorite year right now.
In Detroit at 11:04 p.m.
Detroit.
Kobe says, do some 12th house things and sell people's teeth to the black market tooth fairy. I love that. Love you too. Good luck.
What did she want to know?
So she wants to know, let me pull this. Let me see if I can get this here. Aquarius rising. Where is she?
Saturn return. Congratulations. North Node in Capricorn.
This is taking a long time to load. Sorry. Kimani. There we go.
Transcendent destiny path.
So she says, what is your question? Let us know. We have your info.
This is beautiful because you got the South Node on your sun. So you may have lived many lifetimes in this one life.
What about Saturn coming in conjunction with your ascendant? Shit.
Yeah, that's
It's go time.
Yeah, that's like starting. It's like becoming a CEO of your own business.
You're finally making some kind of like announcement or commitment to the world. There is some sense of being like, this is what I'm doing. I'm showing up. Here's my goals. Here's my commitment. Here's my boundaries. I need this or better.
You may be ready to move over the next year and a half too. So next year may give opportunities to move or renovate your inner home as this goes into Taurus.
Trying to leave engineering. How is this eclipse going to affect me? Put out my first film and starting my own network.
So that's beautiful. You're starting your own network. Oprah's in Aquarius. She has her own network. Saturn in Aquarius is you branding the face of your identity with your network. But as a Cancer sun, you integrate sincerity of lifestyle. So you can help people purify or clean up their routine, whether figuratively, mentally. But it's a huge deal that you're getting ready to establish your brand post-Saturn return. And this is also preparing you with this eclipse to create the foundation with which your network can stand on. And so this is taking the success you've learned through engineering to facilitate this for you, which is awesome. You're an engineer.
I also feel like Saturn crossing your ascendant's a big deal. At 20, it's about a total transformation of your identity and like your new image. And like, almost seems like you've been fighting off forces all year long with oppositions to your Mars and your Venus and squares to Pluto to like redefine yourself. And now that Saturn is about to break through and sit on your ascendant, you're going to start finally reaping the benefits of all this hard work, especially coming in November, early December. You're going to start seeing that pay off. That's a lot though, having Saturn cross your ascendant, you know? The finale is really going to be in the new year, this new identity that's emerging for you. But if your goal has been to move, it's like you might really finally start pushing forward with that. And the eclipse that's going to be technically taking place in your third house may prompt an actual move or getting ready for a move in the near future. Yep. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Okay, so now I know we have like all the tarot readings.
Let's get it.
Okay, so we have Stephanie, Corey, Rachel, Yudananda, and Katya. The problem is I'm not seeing Stephanie M here. So
Stephanie's there. Oh, Stephanie Muro was astrology. That's why.
Oh, she was? Okay, because I was like, where is she? Okay. So we have Corey, Rachel, Yudananda, and Katya. If we're missing anybody who wanted tarot, please let us know. So let's go to Corey. You're welcome. Okay, so for Corey says, tarot pull. You have any particular questions, Corey? Let us know. I'm going to pull a card for you and tell you what I see. So one tarot card pull. Let's see if he says anything before I pull it. And then next we're going to have Rachel. Looks like Rachel's going to have two. So one for Rachel in regards to moving her kids to a different school. Should she surrender and let her dad pick? And one for Rachel in regards to quitting her new job at school, going against her values, needing to create change. Okay, Rachel, you're next on deck. So if we haven't heard anything from Corey, I will go ahead and just pull a card. Nine of Pentacles, not a bad card. This talks about really kind of like going your own way, you know? Nine of Pentacles is like being able to treat yourself, being more generous with yourself, the fruit of all of your hard work and your labor, enjoying the finer things in life, feeling like you've gotten to a point where you've earned it and you're like, okay, I want nicer things, nicer experiences. I want to be able to kind of focus on my own independence and like what I can give myself and not relying on other people, right? This card also is a card that comes up that's kind of like saying you've earned it. You know, it's like she's wearing lavish clothes. She's very comfortable, feeling very secure in herself, feeling herself, and realizing that she doesn't need other people to kind of fulfill her reality. This can be an indication of like wealth, abundance, more financial security coming in. Obviously, the next card is going to be the 10 of coins. But this is like realizing like, I don't need other people. I can do it on my own. Like I'm able to kind of create my own reality and build towards my future without feeling like I need to rely on other people. So this is about abundance being a state of mind, really believing in yourself, your value, and treating yourself as a result of all the hard work that you've been putting in recently and enjoying yourself. Sometimes this is like getting yourself a nice treat. Sometimes it's a vacation. But realizing that you have to spoil yourself sometimes and really enjoy everything that you've been working really hard for.
Amen to that.
Hopefully that's helpful. So we got 2 for Rachel. Rachel has questions first about whether or not she should move her kids to a different school, surrender and let their dad pick, or should you do research for the best one? And then you were also asking questions about making changes at your job, and if it makes sense for you to do that. Should I quit my job at a new school with a culture that goes against my values, but I want to create change? Not sure it's worth the struggle of being there or not. Okay, so let's take a look. So first I will answer your questions about the kids going to a new school. And then you can take the one about her job. What? More Kanye drama.
Yeah. Defending Kanye West gets more stressful every year. But I'm in it for life, so we good.
So in regards to, working kids is the same place. They're leaving maybe too. I mean, Temperance is saying, like, let the situation kind of, like, balance itself out. Temperance is saying, like, give it a little bit of time before you make a decision. I don't really feel like this is about taking action and finding a new place for the kids to go to school. I feel like this is more about you being like, I'm going to just see how I feel as like the next couple of weeks go on. Maybe you're looking for making a change in the spring. I don't know if you're waiting until the new year to make that shift, but Temperance is saying waiting a little bit longer. I know like when planets go into Sagittarius, we're going to see oppositions to Mars and squares to Neptune. So we're going to have a better idea of our value. And this is saying like there's no need to rush into a situation. Take your time. And yeah, you guys both may move at the same time, but like, you know, personally, I think that this is about you allowing things to kind of like filter out. Like there's some shifts that are going to happen in terms of your belief system or your philosophy in general. And then it's interesting that you also work there. So you're asking questions about whether or not you should quit your job at a school with a culture that goes against your values, but you want to help create change. Okay, so very Mars square Neptune. And just being a Virgo rising, you know, Mars going retrograde in your 10th house of going against your ideas and the squares to Neptune with who you're working for. I have a feeling these two are connected, not just because you work there, but just because of the way Temperance kind of panned out. Ace of Cups, interesting card, which is talking about like focusing more on like what you're passionate about and what you love. Like obviously you want to work in a space where you're going to be giving more appreciation and support and like love in terms of what you're doing professionally. But I feel like the Ace of Cups is like you can't work at a place where you're not feeling totally fulfilled. Like if your heart's not in it, you're going to make a shift and you're going to make a change. You know what I'm saying? Ace of Cups talks about new beginnings, but that new beginning might come in the spring. So it might be a little bit longer. You might see this closer to like March, April, May of 2023. It does say that you have to follow your heart. So if you're like, my heart isn't in it, I'm not connected with this anymore, I need to make this shift. Ace of Cups is a positive card. I mean, it does promise that you're going to have an opportunity to kind of go more in the direction where your heart is feeling connected, but that opportunity may not present itself until closer into the spring. And you know, if you do get a job at another school and you're wanting to move your kids, it may mean that like you can really do that once you have made that investment emotionally and made the jump to making that shift, but it may not come until the spring of next year. Both cards are positive. I mean, Temperance and Ace of Cups is like saying like be tender with yourself, be tender with your emotions and your feelings. You can still make a change though, and that's very Mars square Neptune. It's like, you know, I want to fight the good fight, but I'm feeling like I'm the underdog or people are against me. But this is saying, like, follow your intuition. Like, you have to really listen to what your heart space is telling you and understand that collectively as Mars squares Neptune, a lot of people are going to change their perspective on war, religion, belief systems, politics, like philosophy. Like, the world is shifting. So you may find actually that, like, there can be shifts that are leaning in your direction with the job that you're in currently in the spring of next year, or you may find that that's opening you up to like other ventures and you're able to kind of like connect more, you know? And this is also about spiritual and metaphysical stuff, like intuition, like breaking outside of the confines of like religion and like being able to be more open about your philosophy and your belief system, which I think people are going to be more receptive to in the spring. So I would hold on tight just a little bit longer. Hopefully that is helpful for you, and we're helping that you manifest a new space where you can kind of be totally authentic and also be able to kind of bring your kids along for the ride. All right, so let's see. Did we get Corey? I feel like we did. Let's see. Did we get Corey? Am I crazy? Corey, let me know. I can't quite remember now. Bounce back to me because I think we were asking what your question was. I have not heard from Corey yet. Next on the list, I have Yudananda. There we go. So she has 3 cards. You want to pull for her?
Sure.
Can you tell me how the eclipse will affect my love life and my career? So we have you for 3 cards. And you're a Virgo, born in 81.
So we know Jupiter has been expanding your relationships. Death reversed. Tower card reversed.
Oh boy.
Yeah, especially with the Knight of Wands here. So Sagittarius season is definitely going to bring a lot of this in. The Scorpio reverses is Scorpio season. This is the Sagittarius season after that. And then, of course, the Taurus. So you're definitely surrendering with love life and career because of everything you're going through. So this is, of course, something bigger than what you're going through, than what you're currently going through that will affect both love and career. This level of surrender is going to help you let go of everything that you cannot control. So it's amazing that we have this surrender here with Death and the Tower. Both Death and the Tower is making sure you're not leaving anything prematurely, making sure you're not leaving a job or a relationship prematurely. Especially with the Knight of Wands, it's like not giving into a false start or alarm is going to move currently and in the future towards great passion. You could, of course, be, if this Knight of Wands isn't an actual F-boy or like someone who is very passionate about you, this could be you changing like your living space, going on a road trip. But what do you feel about the Tower and the Death? Because I feel like this is not a coincidence. We have both of these themes here.
And they're reversed.
You could be averting disaster too.
I see this as like gaining perspective and getting an idea of like which battles you're meant to be fighting and like whether or not you're pushing against the inevitable and like letting certain things go.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Death reverse is like going through difficult transformations. The Knight of Wands is how you approach that, how you move through that. And the Tower reverse is like leveling situations and being like, okay, well, that ended. Like, that's over. Like, now what direction do you take? And maybe it's about reflecting on the fact that you've been delaying the inevitable. You know, the Hangman is like, do I do it? Do I not do it? I know if I make a move, it's going to be difficult and I'm going to have to take action and people are going to think that I'm being combative or too aggressive. But like, I really need to clear this out. So it's like, I don't know about you, but this energy reads is like after a period of time of like delaying, finally ending something, cutting something off, clearing something out, saying no more, no thank you. You know, there is a lot of relief that comes from that. And then you can kind of better stabilize. But you've got 1, 2, 3 major arcana in a spread, which is saying there's a lot that's kind of being broken down right now. And maybe it's a lot of like the way that you're looking at endings and like looking at when things change or turn over in general. And it's making you realize that endings are sometimes a necessary part of the process in order to kind of get to the next phase.
Very powerful.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Katya with the 3-card spread.
Yes.
And then Corey.
Oh, I still haven't heard from Corey. Okay. So we'll just pull one card for Corey.
All right.
So Katya says 3-card reading. Anything in particular? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
3 majors.
I know. The majors are like, hi.
Strengthen it. So this could really speak of a hidden connection between you and a divine counterpart. This doesn't have to be relationships too, because I wanted to read this as upright, but strength is upright. So magician, reverse, moon reverse. You're coming out of this lack of inspiration, any inhibition with the moon reverse. You're being incredibly disillusioned. So this could be you dealing with a straight fraud.
She says general career.
General career. So this could also be you being disillusioned about the direction of your career, especially if there have been blocks. 7 of Wands is saying that you're coming into victory by standing up for what you believe in and not backing down. So the Strength card is a promise that you overcoming this reversed challenge will have you reinstate your passion. It'll have you reinstate a lot of your confidence. So this is coming out of magician reverse, moon card reverse could be a fraud, or you having imposter syndrome, feeling like you're not good enough. But by you standing your ground and believing in yourself, this will bring you so much greater passion and breakthrough in what you invest in your career. And the direction you take your passion in your career, especially if things couldn't work. I feel like with the magician reverse, certain ideas or projects didn't work that will work now because of your attitude and courage and, of course, boldness towards this. But I love this triple major. It's really interesting.
I feel like it's like cutting through, yeah, like you said, the disillusionment of like what could have been versus like what actions you need to take moving forward.
Lots of blessings in disguise too.
And the strength card is about like kind of coming out of the dark and feeling like where you've been confused or where you feel like you've been going down the wrong path, and realizing that you have to be true to yourself and true to your own personal like desires and like also talent, and like and not disregarding some kind of talent you have, and like standing your ground and persevering and pushing forward through some creative projects or things that are going to be more so personal to you in general.
Also dealing with people who are talented but suck.
I feel like the lunar eclipse, this kind of suggests like a lot changing around the lunar eclipse with that moon card and the magician stuff that's being unveiled and all of the fixed energy that's kind of coming up. Look at where Leo is in your chart and look at where Taurus is in your chart, because to me that might be the 2 areas that are really kind of having a release.
You could be dealing with someone who cuts corners in your job and you are having integrity, and so you put things right. So that's cool too. And Corey. Last but not least.
That was a single card, I believe. Mm-hmm. Right, okay.
What alive.
All right, Corey, let's see what the cards say for you. We didn't hear from Heartfelt Vibrations, so if you're here, check in with me. Otherwise, I can either credit you or we can do a refund. But I know that you wanted a astrology reading.
Next week, too.
So we can do it next week if we don't hear from you. You're welcome. This is for Corey. Oh boy, King of Swords. The air element really speaking up, mastering your words, communication, your ability to really open up and be direct with people, channeling information, being honest, initiating contracts, meetings, being direct with people about your vision, but also just very matter of fact about how you're feeling or what's on your mind and what you're thinking. You know, kings master the energy of their element. So this can be suggesting that there's like a real need for you to be like, this is what I think. This is the direction I'm going in. This is my interest. This is how I'm feeling. And like really standing by your words, and that you're going to become much more committed to the things that you're thinking or the things that you're feeling, and like telling other people what's up. Like you're not going to hold back. And this isn't about being combative, but it's just about being really kind of matter of fact and kind of cutting to the heart of certain situations. So if you have felt like you need to have certain conversations with people or be more honest with people, you may also be dealing with Geminis or Libras or Aquariuses right now. They can be coming in and shining a light on where it's important to kind of really hold truth to high regard, or even like your integrity and being honest with yourself and also with other people. Writing, negotiating, signing contracts, all of these things come up here. So if you've been thinking about making like a big statement or, you know, publishing something or sharing something with the world, you're getting ready to master that energy and do that soon.
Beautiful. I pulled up Jamie's chart.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Heartfelt vibes.
Let's see. I had her here. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? I don't know why it's not coming up. I saw what she said, though. She was like, I'm going through all this karmic stuff. Where is she?
Heartfelt vibration.
Am I seeing it? Are you see it?
No, it's further down. It's after Corey.
Yeah, there's like a delay that's going on with PayPal, so I can't see everything, unfortunately. Yeah, because it's taking time to delay. But I know that it was an astrology reading and she had questions. She was like, I have several kids. There's lots of like stuff going on karmically, which makes sense because she's got the squares between Saturn in her first house and Uranus in the fourth. So standing up, being more independent in regards to her boundaries, her goals, challenges in asserting herself with home and family, like, yeah, working through karmic stuff. Whole sign wise, Saturn's in your whole sign second, and like you still have Pluto coming into Aquarius. So you're going to see over the next couple of years, even when Saturn leaves your sun, which it will pretty soon. Saturn's going to leave your sun in January. Then you have Pluto coming into conjunction with your Saturn. And that's about really kind of coming into your own personal values, your truth, developing your talent, stepping into making major changes and transformations with your self-esteem, but also your money and your resources. So think of like the Saturn-Uranus square that's taking place right now between your first and your fourth house is like the precursor to like breaking away with the past, developing your own home base, developing your own unusual, different, not so typical home base. And boy, you got eclipses in opposition to your Pluto. Holy cow. Yeah. So it's like career's changing, home's changing, your identity's changing, and you're like, who's coming with me? I'm going to create my own new kind of basis. Mars going retrograde in your fifth house makes sense that there's like all kinds of challenges going on with kiddos right now. You might see that a bit. Thankfully, it is going to trine all the planets in your second house. So you're learning how to be more in touch with your inner child, more in touch with children, being more creative and like nurturing some of your own talents so you can find like side hustles and other ways of being able to bring in money. I remember you were saying something like, I'm getting ready to like launch my own business or I'm working on my own spiritual business. You had an eclipse on your midheaven. That's really, really big. The fact that you just had this eclipse recently, South Node eclipse in Scorpio, major change and transformation in your identity in the world. That's kind of playing out more so in the spring of next year. Thankfully, Saturn's going into Pisces in the new year, and it's going to trine your midheaven. So starting a website, social media, an online kind of thing. Maybe you're teaching people, maybe you're talking to people and working with people online. That's what I would recommend. And I think the Mars retrograde is like finding ways to be able to kind of differentiate the kind of services that you're offering in regards to your own business and, you know, what it is that you're finding pleasure in general. Pluto's coming into conjunction with your North Node one more time. So it's what are you passionate about? How are you changing? How are you transforming? How are you stepping into your own personal power? All those planets in your second house, my goodness, like I have to tell you, you have a lot of talent, but that doesn't really emerge until these Saturn transits. So once you come out the other side of this in the spring of next year, you're going to be like, oh, that's what all of that was about. That's why I had to go and develop all of this so I could make my own way. So while it seems heavy right now, I personally think that there's a lot that's getting ready to emerge in the new year. You're going to gain a lot from this and you're going to become this total superpower in the world when you start to see the eclipses fully unfold in the spring of 2023 in terms of your career. So hopefully you stay tuned to the end for that because we didn't hear from you. So hopefully you get that. Want to make sure we're not missing anybody. I don't think so. I think we got everybody. That was a little bit longer this evening. But thank you guys for staying to the end. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing, donating. We have new videos coming out for you guys on Monday. We have Pluto in Aquarius, a little bit of a preview because it's spooky. Yeah. And we filmed another episode for you guys today. So we're excited to see that content coming out. Make sure you are subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Sharing is caring. Do consider donating or joining our memberships if you want to get a reading during our lives. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you spending your hump day with us. And we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see all of you very soon.
Peace.
Take care.